Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I'm Liam Hydrisney Keneally, and today we have possibly one of my favorite guests to talk to. We have Barcode. He's an Australian pro player, absolute legend of a kid. We joked just before he's the most handsome player in Australia. He's also, I think, what do you say? Your number one shooter in the galaxy as well.
Oh well, that's not me saying it. That was Jim. He's a mod of mine, and he changed it to that. So I was like, okay, well, I'll run with it.
Yeah, and super modest, obviously, as well. So looking forward to going through. And as always, we're kind of going to start with, just asking some questions, getting to know Barcode, get an idea of like how he got into gaming, how did he get to the point where he's considered a pro player now in Australia. What are the plans kind of coming into Infinite? Happy to talk about his thoughts of Infinite as well, and that type of thing. So super excited to get into it. Is there anything else you want to add on who you are and that type of thing before we start?
No, pretty much got it nailed down. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, have you always been a gamer, or like how old were
Oh
you
yeah,
when you first started playing?
yeah. Always, literally. I swear I came out of the womb with a controller in my hand, just fucking ready to play. Um, Nah, yeah. Honestly, I think it was because my brother and my dad, they were pretty big gamers. My brother and like my whole family actually. So like my cousin, he got an Xbox first, and my brother's like, oh shit, I want an original Xbox. He played Halo. He's like, oh my god. And my brother and my dad played it, and I guess I was a little baby. I was only 3 months old when Halo 1 came out, by the way.
Wow, yeah,
Yeah, but I'd probably sit there as like a baby just watching them play, and I guess it's just like infected my brain with Halo.
yeah, fair enough. And they must have been
uh,
pretty good because you got some talent from somewhere.
no, definitely.
They,
I think some celestial being gave me my talent because they're
they're not.
they're
So,
they're
so
not the
was that
best.
was Halo the game that you grew up playing then? Like
Oh
that,
yep,
like when
yep,
you think of your
for
childhood,
sure.
it's Halo.
Halo, even a bit of COD, I'd say, and CS. Um, there was a lot of games. I played a lot. I'm not just like strictly Halo. I think Halo gripped me in
Yeah.
like the most, but I used to play a bunch of shit.
Yeah. Why do you think Halo kind of grabbed you the most?
I genuinely don't know. I think just like because I grew up with it, honestly. Like
Mm.
my brother always played it. Me and my brother played co-op, you know. Um, and I just loved like Master Chief, all that sort of stuff, like Spartans and that stuff was always so cool to me.
Yeah.
And I guess I just sort of like grew up alongside it, literally. Like as I was going through school, always
Yeah.
played it,
Yeah.
campaign, and then as it progressed, I got Xbox Live in 2009, so I was 8.
Yeah.
So I got it straight into Halo 3. I was like, what the hell is this? Like everyone, like I'm talking and playing with people that aren't in the same room as me.
So cool.
I was like, what? This is insane.
Yeah.
And from then on, I just kept playing Halo.
Yeah, so it's awesome because I think you're probably in that part of the generation where you got to experience that before. You can imagine the kids now, that's all they've ever known. They didn't know that.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I plugged a fucking TV or an Xbox rather into an Ethernet cable into it and got live for the first time. I
Yeah,
remember,
yeah, like
you know,
booting
yeah,
up, and it's saying like connected to Xbox Live at the bottom of the screen. I'm like, oh wow,
yeah,
this
dude.
is
Yeah,
something
we
new.
had we had to take a TV off the wall at my mate's Ben's house, and we had to get this Ethernet cable. We had to move the entire setup closer to the router, plug it in to
Yeah, yeah.
to load into a game of matchmaking. The first game ever I saw on live was on Snowbound, Halo 3 Snowbound, and we were freaking out that we could see other people moving
Yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah. It's actually insane. The concept was just mind blowing. I was 8 years old, so
Yeah,
because I always heard about it. It was like because we never had online. Like we had internet obviously and all that stuff, but we never had Xbox Live because it was like a paid subscription.
yeah,
And we'd come back home from a holiday trip, and my dad's like, "Screw it, I'm gonna buy you guys Xbox Live." And I was like, "Oh shit! Like, oh my
yeah. It's
god,
the best thing
this is
ever.
insane."
Yeah,
And got on, played Halo. I searched every game. I was playing GTA 4. I was playing Halo. I was playing Gears of War, trying to find Gears games, everything. I was just scouring the whole platforms, trying to see what game to play
yeah. That's awesome.
against other people and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, so you were 8 with the
Yeah,
when
same account, Alex 2806 2001.
There you go. Then okay, so and what were you playing back then? I was talking to Bound on our last episode. He started off as like BTB and Infection and that type of stuff. As well as like just playing random custom games. What were you playing when you were 8 years old? What was like the go-to game mode?
You know, I'm gonna say this on the cast, and I'm I don't care. My highest skill in Halo 3 as an 8-year-old was 11.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
so nah, I didn't play too many competitive things. Like I used to play like squad battles, infection, yeah. Um, Team Slayer, I'd also dabble in. I used to be a rager, a little rager.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I think I played everything, but back then I was a lot more creative as well in terms of like just playing Forge, uh,
yeah,
you know, just making my own maps, even yeah, just playing custom games, infections as well, like fun game types. That I used to play that all the time,
yeah.
and
I've seen you muck around with some Halo 5 Forge as well, doing some
oh
creating maps
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, that's me being extremely bored and waiting 6 years. But anyway, um,
Yeah, yeah. But that comes from when you were a kid and enjoying the Halo 3 Forge, hey?
yeah, I've always been like a kid like that, so I've building shit. Like I think making maps is super cool and like the design and stuff behind it.
Yeah.
So
What took up the majority of your time within the Halo universe? Was it campaign, or once you got onto live, was that you made the switch and you're like, I just gotta get on
yeah,
and
for sure. Multiplayer for sure.
yeah,
Like I love campaign still, but I've spent a lot of time on multiplayer
yeah,
ever
yeah.
since.
So do you have a favorite Halo 3 memory that you can think of?
It's a lot. Yeah, that just brought up how sad it is. Like when I used to go through all of my, like how it had all your friends' avatars. They're all
Yeah,
sleeping now, and it's like last on online, and it doesn't even say when they were last online.
yeah. It says
Um,
offline. Yeah.
yeah, literally just offline, and it's just so depressing. But nah, dude, it was just. I think Halo 3 in general was just a really good memory. I'd never had a bad time. I It was crazy because I was talking to like people that were so much older than me,
Mm,
and just like I was actually chilling with them, like it
yeah.
was it was super cool. And yeah, no, just the fun custom games, the whole experience, logging on, hearing the music, and just fucking,
The
oh
chill.
shit, I'm going into multiplayer. Like I'm gonna go play some multiplayer versus some people, have some fun.
Yeah. So okay, so that was like 8 years old, which is super
Mhm.
young. Was there a point where you
Half my life, by the way, half my
yeah.
life.
So then you start playing. So what Reach would have come out? What year was it when you were playing when you were 8? Do you remember?
You too.
No, I mean like 2000 and
Oh, 2009.
2009.
2009.
So then you had a few years, you're probably like 11 or 12 when Reach came out.
Reach came out 2010, so a year
Oh yeah,
later.
no. So yeah, then you went into Reach. Were you starting when you went into Reach? Were you thinking about it any differently because you went in with live? Like, were you thinking about improving at this point, or was it still just super excited to have a new game?
No, it was just I was still like young then, and I was just like, damn, I've I've waited so long for a new Halo game. Well, not really, 3 years, but back then 3 years felt like 10 years. Three
Yeah,
years felt like what we're feeling right now. Um, and it'd been so long since the new Halo game came out. And I'm not gonna lie, even as a kid, I sort of thought the multiplayer, like social, was kind of whack on Halo Reach. Like I
yeah.
didn't like Bloom, the Spartan abilities, because I remember seeing on YouTube, I think it was like a herd mentality. Everyone hated him, and
Mm,
I agree. Like armor lock, oh god,
yeah,
camo,
I don't know what they were thinking exactly with Armor Lock.
yeah, yeah, or any, like most of them, to be honest. But
Hmm.
and then yeah, like Bloom was annoying, but the custom games in me was still there. Like I used to still hop on custom games. I even had like a little clan, like a SWAT clan or something.
Yeah, there you go. Do you remember what it was
Yeah,
called?
it was literally called. I forgot. I don't think it was a SWAT clan. Actually, the clan was called SWAT.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
we all had the same emblems and shit. Oh god, I don't even want to talk about it.
No, I love those days. I think that Reach was like my rage peak. Like, you know, you're saying you used to be a little
Really?
kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why. I think it was just because I felt like there was so much bullshit that could have happened. Like that's what one of the things that the arm abilities brought in, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And the bloom brought in so much randomness to how you shot that, like, you know,
Oh, it was so dumb.
there was
Yeah.
just so many things where it was like, really? Like, and I remember the most frustrating point that I ever had was, I think I was like, I was young, right? But I was holding my controller and I was like literally at that point, every gamer knows that point where you're just like ready to punch the TV screen,
Yeah.
whatever. And I remember I just twisted the controller as hard as I could and then just threw it on the ground and it just popped to pieces. And I kept that controller because that was one of the most satisfying moments of my life. Like,
You've still got it just in a
yeah,
glass case.
I turned the Xbox off and I went, all right, I got to stop raging because like that was way too far. But I do not regret it for a moment. That was like one of the best parts of my life because it was like where I was like, okay, I'm being so immature about this game that I'm playing right now, you know. But that's like good memories from Reach was that I you know had to turn down the rage. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You realize you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't be
Yeah.
as angry.
But
My
I
brother
love,
was bad with that stuff.
yeah.
He smashed so many. I've still got the box. There's a bunch of we just got a box and it's full of controller parts. We'd have to like scavenge Frankenstein and just stuff different ones together to make them work again. Because he was a bad rager. He got
Yeah.
that from my dad for sure.
Yeah.
Anger management. Nah, he doesn't need it, but I reckon he needs to.
So
But
what
yeah,
about you though? Like, were you raging still the whole way through there?
I don't think no, I wouldn't really rate. Like I'd have the typical like, oh, what the, like shit like that, but nothing. I've never broken anything on purpose. I've never thrown a controller. I've never thrown a headset. I've never slammed my controller at the floor, bashed it in, anything.
Good.
I
More self-control than
um
I had.
um I've always been a verbal rager. In fact, actually, the worst part is like probably the biggest thing I had was like it was Halo 5 actually. And it was a bit ago, actually, a few years ago. And I got so angry. I just wanted to like I don't know. I just wanted to do something. So I wanted to like I I was like, dude, I need to like release something. And I was just like I was squeezing the life out of my controller, and I'm like, dude, I can't do this. So I just turned off my Xbox, and I'm like, all right, that's enough Halo 5.
There you go. Okay, straight out of Barcode's mouth. Any young players playing this, if you're raging, just turn the Xbox off. Just turn it off.
Turn it off. Take 10 minutes, having a nice tea or some shit, and come back, and you're fine.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's a really good little tip though, because the rage can be so real, and
It actually can, dude. Like I've had times where it's just like me. Oh my god, it's so angry. Like I get so mad. Like there's some days it's like I think I'm hangry.
yeah,
I then just turn it off and I go eat or something, or like I just turn it off and chill on my computer nowadays and just scroll through shit. Like
yeah. Just
Halo 3 actually did that to me the other day. Like I was so sick of social people with bubble shields,
yeah.
with their ARs on 1 ping while I'm on 200, and they're just sitting in there.
Yeah.
I push him 1 shot, he 2 shot beats me down. I just can't do it. Power drained, regen. The game's anyway. That's
I love everything you just mentioned then, except for the high ping. I love about Halo 3. So, don't look at me like that. That's the game I grew up with. Well, when I say grew up or whatever.
You're fucking gross, bro. You're gross.
I
No
love
way.
Bubble Shield. I love the regen.
Oh no, it's all cool. Keep it in campaign. Multiplayer. No.
See,
No.
you got to think of those things, right? You got to think of them like what was so beautiful about Halo 3 was that off the rip, like everyone would spawn and everyone knew that there was power weapons and power ups that like gave you an advantage, right? So you had to use teamwork to acquire whatever the power ups or whatever was priority. There was also that secondary element of being able to go and get, okay, I'm going to go get a regen. I'm going to go get a bubble shield. I'm going to go get a power drain. Like it can sway the whole thing. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
why you got power ups.
what's that?
That's why you got power ups.
Yeah, but like, so someone's got an overshield, right? And like, okay, you can use teamwork and shoot them until they've lost all their overshield or whatever. Or you have a power drain. Chuck power drain at them, overshield gone. Shield gone, one shot, dead, and
Yeah,
you move on.
terrible, absolutely terrible. I hate it so much, dude. Oh my god, I
No,
can't
no,
believe you
I
actually
get
like
it,
it.
I get it, I get it. And well, I mean, you never know because we're going to have a whole new thing to kind of get into with. We've got these two new things in Infinite. You've got the grapple hook and
I like the grappling. Okay, that's controversial, but I think the grappling hook's fucking cool.
yeah, me too. I can't wait to. We were talking about it again with Bound. Imagine if you can do like body disrespect with the grapple
Just
hook.
grapple a dead body and just teabag him or
You
something.
five shot someone across the map, and then instead of
Oh yeah.
they're too far away for you to teabag, so you grab their body with the grapple hook, bring it in, and
I'm not gonna lie. That'd probably be me a lot. I'd just
dude,
be
I
like,
love it. I love the idea of killing someone and being able to chuck their body off the map. That would be, or chuck it at their teammate. You know, like just
yeah.
anything like that. I think would be just like an awesome addition to some kind of body respect. Because like that's such a funny way to do it because you're putting the whole time you're doing that you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage. You know, you're
Oh
not.
yeah, I know. I definitely know.
Which, and they were
I've
talking
died a lot
about
of times.
you can hijack banshees and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. If you're grappling to a vehicle,
Yeah, man. Like
that's pretty cool. That's pretty
I'm
cool.
hyped to
But
experience.
like, I don't know. In competitive, obviously, it might be different. You know, like, but I think it's cool that it's in the game and then you don't spawn with it. I think that's all right. Like, given the option. And what was the other one? There's that drop shield.
Wall thing, yeah. Yeah.
That looks kind of a bit. Eh.
The only thing that I have issues with that type of thing is it going to be a like pause game button kind of thing? Like that's what armor lock was, right?
That or a splinter grenade. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's just something that completely like is it that stops gameplay? Because with armor lock, there were armor locks when the game first came out. You could say an armor lock like
Yeah,
10 seconds, right?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
And so just it was a stop game until that person decided to come out and
or you die because their teammates come and save them.
Yeah. Or you had to just run away and like it was literally a get out of jail free card. I just think that these walls and stuff, hopefully, like it's a pause button. You know what I mean? Like it's someone's throwing a grenade at you or something. You can chuck the wall up and bounce the grenade out, and then the shield it lasts for like 2 seconds, gives you enough time to maybe sprint behind some cover or whatever. Like I like that it being like a distraction slash like a.
I don't think it will be though.
You think
I think it'll be like a 10-second bubble shield. I think it's like a cross between the bubble shield and what you call it, the deployable cover from 3.
Okay. Well, I think that probably is not even that bad because then you can still bounce nades off walls and do whatever you got to do. So
yeah,
and I love them.
They're not completely safe.
Yeah. I mean that's probably why you don't like bubble shields because like literally you put a bubble shield down against that stop game thing, but you can run into it and ninja people
and then get 2-shot AR beat down. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna love being able to play over here. Matchmaking in Canada / America is just so consistently good. I don't know if I've said this on any other episode of the cast, but when I came here, I had a few people that I played with already in Australia that are American and Canadian, whatever. When I came here and started playing, people were like, "You got so much better. Like, how did you get so much better immediately?" And I was like, "I haven't played for a year. I've been traveling for a year. I haven't played for a year. It's just consistent here. Like,
yeah.
The amount of times that people think that we're dying for something.
Oh god.
Like, and they're shooting your body and stuff, and you're like, well, 3 of those bullets just didn't even register you, and I shot you with them. You know what I mean?
That just happened in my last stream. It literally just happened I was playing Halo 3 just before, and I had these guys bag me, and I'm like, dude, my bursts aren't hitting you. The whole argument, or like just like getting called shit.
Yeah.
Living here playing against people on 200 ping has always just it's always the people that think high ping's a advantage.
I don't understand.
Say that.
Well, those are people that haven't played on high ping before, right?
But like I'm not gonna name any names, but I've been seeing on streams like some people come into streams after playing on a crappier host or like another region's host, and they're like, that was like trash, man. But like, it's their host.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, dude, I get it completely. It's just, and again, it's that they haven't experienced it from our perspective, right? So, like,
for sure.
You imagine if you grew up, so you've been playing since you were 8, right? Like playing online since you were 8. Imagine at that point, you have been playing on like a crystal clean green bar from that day until the first day that somehow you struggled into an Australian lobby and maybe you were playing on like 4 yellow bar, you know what I mean? While the Australians
Yeah,
are playing on
yeah.
2 red bar or 1, you know what I mean? Like you're going to think, what is this disgusting, not perfect green bar going on?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could lead my bullets. Like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like that's the issue. I'm probably going to get myself in trouble with the community over here.
Hey, listen, if they got a problem,
Yeah,
come to me. I will argue with you.
yeah.
Let's swap seats. I live in your house, play on one ping, and you play on my server to you guys, and I'll see how you guys do.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Well, I think, there's a few people that have made the switch. Like Nemesis is probably a really good example.
Oh,
Like
he knows. He now knows.
he knows. And you've got the Ogre guy, Ogre Twins. Like
Yeah. Well, Ogre One. Yeah, he's in Australia, and he knows. It's crazy. Like as soon as someone moves or like lives here for a bit, they're just like, oh God, this is horrible. Like I can't live here.
that's it. And what they don't understand is like it's not like even if you have Australians playing against Australians, it's not like that fixes it, right? Like yeah. Anyway, I think that's enough of that. We got the point across.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the Europe guys, I know that they deal with it just as much.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're
And
in the struggle.
yeah, and even some of I know they're a lot closer, but some of the LATAM guys, like they experience it a little bit as well. And that's what you have when you have an internet-based game with servers in the state that they're in. So hopefully, we'll either be able to get some players over here, or if we can build our community up enough so that like if there is as many people playing and watching Halo in Australia, as there are in America and North America, then there'd be more money and more investment going to Australia, right?
Yeah,
So
that's just how it works.
yeah. But anyway, it's going to be really interesting if we can see some of our really good Australian players get the opportunity to come over here and play consistently for 3 months, 6 months,
Yeah.
online scrim. Like it'd be really, really interesting to see where they can end up, I guess.
Yeah, it's because every game there's like an 8 lobby that we stream.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's the other thing about, like, if I decide to try and improve at the game, I can literally go and search, solo duo arena, and I mean that is a trash playlist as it is. It's so hard. Like I'm either carrying people and losing, or I'm the worst player in the team and I'm letting down better players. Like
Yeah.
there's no game where it feels like it's like strictly competitive, right? And but anyway, I can play that and improve because it's super consistent, and you get to play a variety of different players, and like there's always new games loading up. So it'll be really good to get some of you guys playing that. But let's quickly go back to the timeline. So in Reach, it was still kind of a social thing. You had your SWAT clan, the clan
Team SWAT. It was called Team SWAT or something.
SWAT.
SWAT clan or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And then so then what? Halo 4 is next.
Oh God.
What's the life cycle look like for you in Halo 4? Did you start competing at that point? Were you playing a little bit more competitively, or what happened then?
Nope. In fact, the opposite. I played Halo 4. I got up to level 50 Spartan rank, SR 50, and I was like, this game is abysmal. Like, this is not Halo. This is not what I grew up with, like 3 years ago to, like online. This game is just not it for me. Like I played it, I literally, like I said, to level 50, and I stopped. There was so many better games to play out there, and it was quite sad. Like even me, even as a youngin, I was sort of coming to terms. Wow, that Halo actually sucks.
Yeah.
And I just went to Black Ops. I was playing Black Ops 2, then just playing COD, playing other games. Even what else was I doing? 2012. Yeah, no, I think COD majorly. I started playing COD then. Yeah. Halo 4 didn't really have that much impact. I thought it was.
What was the main letdown you think for Halo 4?
It was COD with shields. That's it. That's no D-scope. Radar is just like bad. The guns are horrible. I don't like the art style. It looked weird. It didn't look Halo.
Yeah.
the create a class system, perks,
Yeah.
ordnance drops. You
Yeah.
know, like the list goes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I think again that's one of those things where like a lot of those things could have had a place, but just arena style compared like Halo wasn't the right place for it. You know what I mean? Like imagine if they had have had just that in like in big team, for example, like the ordnance drops and the
yeah.
classes. You know what I mean? Like if they had been a really specific, or even if they had have done a BR mode with that type of stuff, how cool it would have been to be able to load in with 100 other Spartans and you can call in.
Oh yeah,
You know, like
it that all that stuff depends on the context of what you're building it in. Like, yeah, no, you're right. Like, I think, yeah, obviously, I think Spartan abilities would have a place in like a battle royale, you know, like or some shit like that. Oh yeah, Spartan abilities were back, even though everyone the major flaw Halo 4 did was build off of reach
yeah, yeah.
in terms of,
Instead of
you
trying to be
know,
different
yeah,
or OG, that yeah, that's a pretty good point, I think.
yeah.
What's your opinion on a BR in Halo Infinite, a battle royale in Halo
Good
Infinite?
idea. I know that might get a lot of flack from people that are like, don't waste time, you know, like that's what it is nowadays.
Yeah,
Battle royales. I hate to, I personally do not like battle royales. Like I sort of enjoy them here and there. I used to play Blackout, COD's one, and then
yeah.
Warzone.
Blackout was a bunch of fun.
Apex I still like. Apex, oh yeah, the 3v3 arena is coming out soon. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
Um, even actually Fortnite I barely played. I never really got Fortnite. But yeah, no, I think Infinite Halo could do a really good battle royale.
yeah. Well, I was reading something the other day. I think I saw it on Instagram where the person was asking the question, "Would you like to see different different like leveled Spartans?" Right? And
What do you mean by
so
that?
like throughout, you know, you could have the Spartan fours, this, you know, like you could have
Oh yeah,
an
yeah.
ODST, and then like the armor kind of going through. I was like, that to me screams like a great opportunity for a BR. You drop in
Yeah.
as an ODST, feet first into hell. You come out, you're bare minimum. You go running around the map, and you find a building that's got, you know, level 1 armor in it. You chuck it on. You start being able to sprint. Maybe you can't sprint as an ODST, you know, or you know, maybe the help, whatever, and you can kind of become this amazing Spartan.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Could be. I think it could be really cool. And then, like you
Yeah.
said, you know, Apex is doing this really cool thing with having an arena, the 3v3 arena.
Yeah. That looks exciting. I might give my hand at that, honestly.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
have something to fun to play.
yeah. I think you should, and it'll be fast paced. Like that's one of the things that Apex does really well is it's fast paced, and there's so many different ways to be good at the game as well, which I think
Yeah.
is really important in games these days. You know, like it even needs to be like Fortnite, where like literally, you know, I know not very talented gamers that can go on Fortnite and get a win, right? Or it needs to be something like Apex, where like you still have the chance of winning, but there are so many really good players playing
Like
something like
you
that.
can consistently win in it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But okay, cool. So Halo 4 was a write-off for you. Halo 5 comes out. What was like your automatic feeling around Halo 5? Did you like it?
So funnily enough, because I grew up with all these classic Halos, I was so against advanced movement. Yeah, that's shocking, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
I always used to watch those videos like why advanced movement's bad for Halo, all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, no, I agree. Like I still to this day can see some of the points they were making
Mm,
in terms of like sandbox, you know, like tying everything towards the player.
yeah,
If you get what I mean, like having the abilities all directly into the player rather than them being able to do stuff in game.
yeah,
To I probably explained it badly, but no. As time went on, I played Halo 5. I was actually sort of enjoying it. You know, thrust. I thought thrust was like a cheap mechanic even as well. Like, um, but no, as I kept playing, I actually enjoyed it. Now that I'm actually thinking about it, it's weird that I stopped playing from 4, but then I actually kept playing Halo 5.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
and
I think straight off the bat, Halo 5's art style is a lot better. Like
yeah,
it feels like a new generation Halo when you're looking at it.
For sure. It's not as alien as Halo 4 was.
Yeah. So Halo 4 was a bit too cartoon-ish, I think, anyway. You know what I
It was
mean? Like,
really weird. It was really, really weird.
but okay, so you came in Halo 5, didn't really like the advanced mechanics straight away. You weren't even thrusting because you thought it was cheating. And then,
Yeah, I was, but
yeah,
I thought it was so cringe seeing someone thrust around the corner or something. I'm like, just fucking die,
yeah,
man.
just
Like,
sit still. Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
Okay, and then so how did you get into the competitive side of things? How did that happen?
Well, like I said, I was still known as Alex2806 2001. That's how I got my gamer tag.
Because of all the numbers, it went
Mhm.
barcode. Yeah.
Yep. I got even called a phone number, a credit card. Uh, um, but yeah, no, I started playing MM. I was just playing matchmaking, sort of playing Team Arena. Dude, it was so insane now, like that I think about it. My point of view as a like new kid coming into competitor, I thought all of like the ANZ pros were like gods and like stuff like that. I was like, yo, these guys look insane. I'm in the same lobby as these guys.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is cool as. And then from there, I don't know, like I've always been the type of person to just want to improve.
Yeah.
You know, I know like back just before I said I wasn't really aiming at improving in Halo, but that's I don't know. I think something just happened where I've flipped like a switch or something, and I was just like, wow, I actually want to improve at this. You know?
Do you think it was that? Because I find this a really interesting thought for younger players, especially, right? Is do you think that you just got to a certain level of competence playing that then it was like, I'm actually pretty good at this. I'm going to keep trying to improve. Because sometimes I think people, it happens like that, where like it's like a natural progression because you get good enough at it to then be competitive. Whereas there
Yeah.
are some young players that are really terrible that don't get to that competence but try to get better, if that makes sense, and then they get discouraged and whatever. Do you think that what happened was you've been playing Halo, since you were 8 online, you'd gone through your days of, having your SWAT clan, Team SWAT, and you'd been playing Infection, been mucking around in Forge, you'd done the whole shebang. Then you get into this Halo 5 game, you realize that you're at the level where you're actually playing with some really like godlike players, and you're like, okay, well, maybe I can focus a little bit more on improving. Do you think that was like the tick over, or do you think it was just like about time, more of a challenge?
Well, I think I just realized I was like, I'm actually sort of good at games.
Mm,
Like I'm like I was naturally talented, I'd say, at just shooting my gun,
yeah,
just looking around, killing people. I think I was naturally just like good at doing that.
yeah,
And I've realized as I was versing these players, like in matchmaking, whatever, I'm like, holy shit, I'm like low key shitting on these guys.
yeah,
Like or like sometimes, not all the time, but um I was like, wait a minute, I might just try my hand. Actually, wait, no. Oh my god, I just remembered this. So there was this weird ass time in MCC when MCC came out, H2A. I was a youngin. I was like what, 15 still?
yeah,
16? Oh no, wait. I was younger, 13, 12 even. Um and H2A came out and I was like, dude, where the hell is the competitive scene for ANZ? I couldn't find it. I
yeah,
searched online, I scoured like the web, nothing
yeah,
because Australia decides a Facebook page is the best place to have their competitive hub. Anyway, I couldn't find anything. I played 3 custom games and I never looked back. And then back in Halo 5, I was like, all right, I actually got to find this shit. And I finally like found out that it was a Facebook page and I was like, okay. And at the time, I was actually playing with, I don't think you'll know him, but oh wait, no, you will. Conflicts.
yep.
He was my duo
With a
back then.
K, yeah,
Yeah. And me and him just started playing H5. Like he was a new. The funniest thing about it was he was like a new gen kid, and he's like, "Dude, you're gonna come around to like in Halo 5 and stuff." And I'm like, "Dude, no, I'm not. Halo 3, Halo Reach, the classics of where it's at, man. Like this game's all right, but it's not gonna touch it."
yeah,
And here we are today.
yeah. Oh well, that's awesome. So I think I'm going to take something out of that straight away, which is that we need to have a better way for people to find the competitive scene in Halo rather than just it being the 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 Facebook.
Yeah, I wasted so many years. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I really liked about the first 4K that we ran with Halo Australia was that we had what, like 27, 28 teams in
Yeah,
there.
that was really impressive.
And I think,
Yeah, I know it was peak COVID, but that was still, dude. Like,
yeah,
I don't care. Like, that's
there
still.
was like 5 or 6 teams in there that had never played competitive Halo before. And in hindsight, that we should have figured that out a little bit better and run it so that those players could play each other.
Yeah, rather than getting just first rounded and just going, oh man.
And not just first rounded. It was like, I'm pretty sure there was like 3 perfections in one game. Like it was 50-0 was one of the Slayer games. I remember watching. I think it was
I think I may have
Matchmaking.
caused one of those.
And it was
My
on.
bad, guys.
It was yeah, maybe. And I was just like, oh, we should probably thought of how to do this better. But yeah, no, that's we can
Yeah.
improve the Halo competitive Halo stream in Australia so that it's easier for people to kind of find it and get involved. I think like we were talking about earlier, Europa Halo does a really good job of that, and they encourage like people from all the different levels, and it's so easy to find, and there's so many different ways, like places for it to come from and that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I know
Europa is really
we-
good with their production.
yeah, we've talked about this before, so I don't want to go into it too long because I know you've got every detail in your brain for it. But as far as getting into the competitive scene, right?
Yeah.
How do you go from you got a duo conflicts to then getting up to the point where you're playing on some of the best teams, worlds type stuff? Give me the like TLDR on that journey. If you can.
I'm trying to think of the too long didn't read. Because I started from the bottom of the fucking barrel. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
literally bottom. Like because everyone saw my gamer tag, Alex 2806 2001. Who's this kid? Like, oh, fuck him out. Like let's shit on him. And I started just playing comps. I actually just started playing comps, and what really rose me to get into like noticed or whatever was actually free for all. I won 3 in a back to back to back, and people are like, dude, this Alex kid's winning these. Like, what the fuck? I'm versing Benno, I'm versing Madsy, I'm versing like Ali, all those players, and people are like, what? This kid's winning them? So immediately people were like, oh, wait a minute. All right, well, there might be something here, and I think that's the biggest thing for newer players or younger players and stuff is like that don't know how to get like a start their foot in like breaking those, top tier bubbles or whatever what you want to call them.
Yeah.
I think players need to do more for themselves to get their names out there, for sure. Like, I feel like a lot of them like just sit back and just sort of like theater, do this, that, but not a lot of them take initiative to show that sort of stuff in game. In those free for alls, dude, I was sweating super hard. I was like, I want to win this shit. I'm gonna win this shit.
Yeah.
And it's all. It was also like helpful to have a good mentality about it. Because I knew like individually, I felt like even back then I could hang. Like I could kill these players and shit like that. And sort of having that confidence. Younger players need like. There's a difference between being confident and being egotistical. And that's a very fine line that I think a lot of players don't know.
Have you watched any of the Kellogg's free for alls that they've had recently? The 25K ones?
I think I watched like one.
I think you can kind of see in some of those some of the younger players that have an opportunity to really pop off in Infinite, like Vemzies are probably a really good example. I think he won the last one, and I was like looking at him in the chat, the Twitch chat. He was like, "Look, like guys, can we? Like, I needed this game to go. I got to go to school." Like he was playing this as a 15-year-old before he had to go to school for the day, and I think he ended up winning. I love seeing that, but I think it goes to what you're saying is like some of the newer players that are wanting to get into it don't do enough to kind of get their name out there. I think that has a lot to do with like maybe the fear of failure, which is if people don't understand what that means straight away, it means that you don't enter the competition, you don't put out content, you don't do anything because you're scared to lose.
That's what I mean with ego. Like it's just like if you think you're already above everyone, but like you're just scared to not prove it or show it, then you're not going to be amount to a lot.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. So for any younger players that are watching the podcast and want to get something out of it, it's you got to be afraid to not lose. Like in fact, you've got to be excited to lose.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
and then slightly start losing less, and until you get
That's my story. I just started losing slightly less every time. I mean, I went from losing, like getting like first rounded by said players. I used to be that kid that would get first rounded, right?
Mm.
But like I kept working on myself. When you're in a shit spot in terms of like a team or whatever, you sometimes need to get like play your cards that you've been dealt. Like you can't. I'm sick of seeing people expecting, like breaking top four, even here, man.
Yeah.
Like breaking top four without doing anything like to prove that they can do it. Instead, they like to shoot themselves like further than like what they really are. Like they that's what I mean by ego. They sort of believe they're better than what they really are, and they just sort of think they don't need to improve that much. They already know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But that's completely wrong.
Yeah. I completely agree. And I think Australia, that's an issue within Australia because, we like to blame, the general community in Australia likes to blame and point fingers at Halo and that we've been waiting so long for a game and that we don't get any support and all this type of stuff. But I think that what you're trying to say as well is, when you do get the opportunity to show, potential.
There's a lot I could say there, but I don't want to. I'll get really sassy with a lot of things. But yeah, continue.
Yeah. Well, not that those things aren't justified.
No, not with Halo, but our own region. There's a lot of things like that could be said about players and like teams not taking opportunities that are given to them.
Yeah. Well, I really loved watching how good you guys played when it was like Seduce, you, Madzi, and Pips, right? That was like, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know this for sure, but were you guys practicing and watching theater and talking together?
Yeah, because like off of the Fresh A1 team, it was just like finished playing with Harley and Angus. It was like a fresh slate for me and Mads really, and it's just like we actually want to do what we've been saying, like just get on, play, go over some stuff, and it shows, it always does show.
It certainly does. And I think more so, it helps you breed really good habits, right? Because habits get you through when there's no motivation. So motivation is a real temporary thing. Like you can watch a motivational video and you feel motivated to go do something, and then laziness or lethargy or apathy kicks
just comes
back in
right
again.
back. Yeah.
And you don't do anything, right? Whereas a habit is if you drill it into yourself long enough, like
you'll just keep doing it.
Yeah, you'll go, okay, well, we finished our scrims, so we know we go into theater, right? Like you build that as a really healthy habit to have. And so I loved seeing that because you guys were clearly the best, right? Clearly the best team. But just doing those little things to build those habits are really important. So again, that's really good for other teams in Australia to recognize is that, our competition is so poor compared to the rest of the world because of that big difference. And it's only going to get bigger if the best possible team is still trying to improve because they want to get to that world stage and I get the second and third and fourth team to be, putting in the same kind of effort. So I think that's a pretty good thing to kind of touch on. Hopefully at least one person watching this kind of goes, all right, you know what? I'm going to make the effort a little bit more as well. So yeah,
that's it. That's all it is really. Just putting in the effort to make yourself undeniable.
Yeah.
Which is like what I've sort of been trying to do, I want to be so good that like it'd be an issue to not get picked up or, like get play for an opportunity or, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's the end goal that every competitor, should, be going for. Like, how do I make myself so fucking good that not even like so-and-so could like
so
even
you're the obvious choice.
Deny. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. And I think you're doing a good job of that as well. So, okay, this is a little bit of a controversial question, but I think it's important for you to be able to kind of get this out there to the rest of the world, right? Is so you've gone, how many times have you gone international to play Halo?
Oh, just only once.
Just the once? Okay. give me the journey of that, what that's kind of like, because I think a lot of people think that getting to go and play internationally is like this amazing opportunity that's a breeze and everything went well and you got there and you got an awesome, perfectly equal opportunity to compete and it was natural and normal, right? Give me a kind of overview of what that experience was like for you.
Okay.
Give me all the
So,
drama.
all right. I wouldn't say there's really drama. It's just like just issues that always. So like, all right, ANZ. There's a mechanic in Halo 5. Literally, the higher the latency, the more auto aim you get. Your aimer feels different, connection based. Your aim is just connection based. Your reticle's heavier. It's horrible. And then on top of that, no scrims, no practice, no proper practice. We just played twos. We just sort of I was just running around maps and stuff. You know, like there was. What are we going to go over when we don't have any practice? We have
Yeah.
literally nothing to watch. We
So,
have
so,
nothing to
so hang
talk
on. So
about.
this is while you're already over there. You're just playing twos and running around maps.
Oh no! Over there, we didn't even get time. Like we get flown out there the same week we play the comp. Like we get there. We got there like Wednesday night.
Yeah.
We were tired as fuck. Um, woke up at 6 to Ali saying, "Hey, bro, what do you want to eat from Uber? Like Uber Eats." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Dude, it's 6 a.m. man. Let's go to bed."
Yeah.
And I see Madsy, like I'm like just sort of like about to go back to sleep. I just see him. He's grinding MM.
Yeah.
Um,
He's just
but
online.
yeah. He's straight on that game. But no, dude, like, oh,
So
I
wait,
think
you
I've
got
lost
there Wednesday. What day was the competition?
Wednesday. Like it started Friday,
Friday. So you had 2 days of being in the country. You didn't even get to get
and
over the
and we didn't get a
jet
scrim.
lag.
We didn't get a scrim. Yep.
No
Jet
scrim,
lag was.
jet
I'm
lag.
fine with that sort of stuff, but I know a lot of people aren't.
Yeah.
Like I can fix my pattern, like sleeping pattern or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
like yeah. So jet lag is for a lot of people, not
Yeah.
personally for me, but a problem for a lot of other players.
Yeah.
And back on what I was saying about the connection, you get to LAN, the game is 20 billion times different.
Mm.
The aimer is just different. Like it's it's a completely different game.
Yeah.
And the problem with us playing on this 200 ping is not only just like the aimer. It's literally impossible for us to play how we want to play the game. Like like last night I was playing with Legend EU, and I was playing on like 200 ping. Like I knew what I was getting myself into, but it's like there's like one shots I'd love to just run out, fly, and just clean up, kill
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
get them out of the way, even get a double kill, clean up 2 people. But I know I have to have it in the back of my head. I can't do that
Mm.
because I'm just gonna fly out, try shoot him in the head, somehow get a body hit marker, and he's gonna have to shoot me 3 times. And by the time I shoot him once in the head, I'm dead. Like
Yeah.
it's a completely different game.
Yeah. So
And,
you're dealing with that in the whole time that you're home and trying to practice and whatever, and then you
yeah.
get there 2 days before the event starts, and then when you actually get into the LAN, you have to try and shift this mentality from don't charge 2 people that are one shot, clean them both up and get a double kill, gain map control, get 2 players down, all the benefits.
Rewiring.
Yeah,
You
you've got to
literally have to change your whole fucking mindset.
and start
Because
thinking, I can challenge those 2 people. Man, like the amount of double guessing yourself, all 4 of you must have been doing, like, it would have been so difficult as a team for you're hearing the call out, okay, there's one guy, one shot there. And in your mind, straight away, you would automatically have to have gone through that thought, can I challenge the person? Should I challenge the person? Like instead, it should have just been like, boom, I've got that person.
yeah.
Move on.
Oh
But
shit, I'm on land. And then just like run at them or something,
and then you run at them and the aim's different, so
Yeah. Nah, we every time we got sent over there, like not just personally me, but like every time an ANZ team got sent over there, we had nothing to lose.
Hmm.
It was all to gain, really. Like there was like it's just it's pretty sad when I think about it. It's like
Yeah.
wow, like we get sent over there, but it's just like for what? Like it was too late at this point. We didn't have numbers back home to scrim. Even
So I want to get a bit more of an idea. Something. So when you guys got flown over there, did you have like a team manager or something that was with you guys at the airport and that helped you get to the hotel? And so what? It's just the four of you got in a plane, flew over together,
Uber
got
to the
got in an Uber, got to the hotel, probably fucked around for like way too long instead of like getting rest or just doing something.
Yeah.
And then it's the next day, you've got to start thinking about going to the actual competition, and then you get to the competition. So okay, that just throws me out. That okay. So and then what else? Was there anything else that went wrong in that time?
Um, our equipment, it was so hard to get a sponsor from ANZ for a team. We really had just no offers from anyone. It
Mm.
was just like a fucking tumbleweed, everyone was just like Angus had a broken controller. I think at the time actually I was back onto oh my god, I just realized I was back on core on my default controller. Yeah. Um equipment was also sort of trashy,
Yeah, yeah. Do you know the first time that Fred and I heard this story, we were both like, I wish that one of you guys could have just hit us up. Just been like, man, I'm going over, my controller's broken. Because we would just like you just would have had new controllers, all of you. Like it doesn't make any sense that no one did that from the Halo scene. Like
Yeah.
it
It's like but like yeah, nah. Our headsets as well, like they were all right, but they weren't like I think I had like yeah, they were just uh, it is what it is, like like yeah, we didn't get any team massive org or anything. Everyone's sort of thought Halo wasn't even a thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So okay, what would have been a better scenario if we could flip it? How long before an event do you think you needed to get over there?
Realistically,
Yeah, like
if
best
we
case
want to have a shot, what's the criteria I'm trying to meet here? Top 8, top 12, like what are we going with here?
best possible, like just your best possible circumstance.
Minimum, I'd say to give it our best fucking shot, just go guns blazing. And this is if everything goes right and we don't get egoed by American teams
Yeah,
who think like we're a waste of time.
yeah,
Um, because to be like, in all honesty, it would be like,
yeah,
why would you verse this team that's going to give you inferior practice?
yeah.
And,
I
and
think
it's like an endless loop. What can we actually do now
yeah.
to break out of it? You know?
I can promise already though that I have a good enough network already with some of these players that when you guys get over here, we'll be able to get you scrims, and you're not going to get egoed purely by the fact that they at least know they've got faith in someone saying it's not a waste of your time.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Well,
But
that's it. Like it's like any other business. You got to sell yourself.
yeah, yeah,
Like you're competing with others. It's not a fucking oh yeah, it's fair. I know it's not fair. I've been in here for like what 2017, 4 years now.
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't say really competing because most of the time I've been fucking waiting. But
yeah.
eh,
Okay, okay. So how long do you need to? Don't worry about getting
yeah,
ego.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah, yeah. I'd say minimum 3 months to catch up to an NA top 8 team,
Okay.
even or even just top 12.
Yeah. Okay. So you've got 3 months. You come over here. Not even a question. You've got the right gear. Like you can
Just
working.
grinding, playing with, but yeah,
Yeah, and you're just able to grind. So it's 3 months before with the right gear, and then you're feeling pretty confident. You feel like maybe
scrims like every day,
yeah,
not like what I mean,
yeah, it's
consistently.
possible. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think like it's so crazy that that's something that we can hopefully look forward to in Infinite. You know what I mean? Like
It is,
the
it
fact
is.
you
It's
haven't had
exciting. It's exciting. I can't lie. It is exciting
yeah,
because
and the
it's
fact
like
that
a. I get people that have given up hope even in our region or even overseas, but there's like a I don't know. If this is just me, but it's always just like there's something that I think like our players can actually do something over there,
I
and
think
make a difference.
yeah, dude, I wouldn't have moved over here if I didn't think that. I would. I like
Yeah.
the first time that I ever spoke to Junior, Seduce, yourself, Ali, and Madsy, and just so many players. Like even when I spoke to Lunchy in Halo Australia, You know, all of the guys, man, there's some talent there, not just as players, but like as entertainers and as and there's so many things that I think that there's something that we can definitely do there. And like I've said it to you guys before, but like I'm so fucking amped for the first time that I get to walk into a LAN with some Australian players, and hopefully you guys have had a bit more preparation, you know, and you can get in there and compete. I can't wait to be fucking cheering my brains out, and everyone's like, well, who's this one dude in the stands cheering?
Yeah. Against like another 20,000 people.
Yeah, I can't wait to be that one guy, you know. And then I can't wait for the next comp where it's me and one other dude who remembers you guys from the first one, and then the next comp where there's like 10 of us, and then the next comp where there's like 100 people finally cheering for an Australian team. Like that thought gets me so amped up every single day. And I know that there are players in Australia that really deserve that opportunity as well. So like it's so exciting. It's so exciting.
Just at the end of the day, it's getting the tools to get good. That's it. That's all it is, really. Those tools are we've got rocks and sticks. America has fucking an iron pickaxe and shit like that. Like, you know, like what I mean? Like, we are so, it's like we're in ancient technology that's like just so far behind, but it's just like, give us a axe or something and we'll cut trees, you know, better.
Well, I think the fact that you've gone 3 months and we can catch up to a top 12, top 8 team, that in itself is just such a good call, such a big call. Like, I think it's super realistic, but I
think it's realistic.
Yeah.
But then like what I'm guessing what you're about to say is like so many people think that's like unachievable, or they're gonna be like, I beat these guys on MM. Like,
exactly.
No,
but I think that I love that because like the story that's gonna be when you know when we get to tell it, you know, like if we get to vlog the journey and kind of be like, all right, this is our first day overseas, you know, and this is how everyone's feeling and where everyone's at and whatever, you know, and then I just think that it's going to be really crazy for people to watch it back and be like, look at the huge leap that these people took to try.
It is a real big leap of faith. It's not, and another big thing about like wanting to make this dream work is Australia is my home. This is where everything is.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I want to make it work, I have to give up everything I know to go over there and
you're young,
do my best. Yeah,
for sure, dude. Like, and it's, you know, I think it's getting to travel and whatever for a sport is really awesome. But one of the things that, like, when I spoke to Fred about starting Divine Mind, one of the things that we talked about was my experience from being a swimmer and getting to go on like these, you know, international teams, was that I got to see how like a really high profile team operated in the background. So like the things that we did to prepare for that travel and how structured everything was, so that we got the best possible, you know, experience. But then when it happened, it was all executed smoothly, you know, like that's going to be an exciting thing as well, to kind of be able to execute at some point, is, you know, like, because in the past it was fucking 4 of you got on a plane, figured it out, you know, got to the event, had a crack, came home.
Yeah, legit. Just you guys are versing Splice, the Halo World Championship players. Have fun.
You had some close games against them as well, didn't you?
Well, we only had a close slayer, 50-46 against them. I was proud about that, but every other we got steamrolled on Strongholds and what was it? Oddball Eden. I don't know why the hell we played Oddball. Anyway, that's just how it is. Just get over there, play your best, and come home.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll move forward a little bit because I do like to try and keep these around about an hour. So I think we got a little bit left, but I want to know 2 things. So you've been streaming super regularly. You've got a really good vibe in the stream. You've got lots of people that are coming in and chatting from all around the world. You've been doing like your lasso stuff. You've been doing some matchmaking, doing some scrims. I personally have tuned into heaps of those lasso ones, and I think they're funny as. What are you doing preparing for Infinite? Like, have you got a game plan in your head of what you're kind of working towards?
Actually, I've got a goal now, and it's 1,000 followers before Infinite drops. And I've ever since I've been streaming consistently, I've been getting the followers. I've got 680 out of 1,000 now. Cool. So, you know, get in there. I think I also want to start, because the lasso videos, I'm definitely gonna be like editing them and putting them up on YouTube, making like a little series about it.
Cool.
And I even downloaded all of our 5K footage as well.
Cool.
And thinking of, posting that up there for just to have it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this to you. I say this to Junior every single time that I check in with Junior. I'm gonna say it to you right now. Is like, you're better off just cutting those 5K videos raw as the full gameplay and uploading it to have put something up.
Just have something, yeah.
Then to tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna talk over it and I'm gonna whatever. Like, honestly, you're so much better off just putting that video up and having like this regular source of content. And then as you get better at posting regular content, you put more time into
yeah.
Doing it. You're better off just putting something up. Like, this podcast is a perfect example, right? I said I'm going to do one a week for a full year. That was my goal. And this content is slowly improving. I'm getting better at talking, conversations more natural. Perfect example. Same thing that I'm going to say to you is like, and I say it to Junior every single time, you guys are just better off just getting the thing. Like, how many games have you got in the 5K that you think are worth like uploading?
A few.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a few.
So,
even just having it as a little archive, man. Because I love looking back in the past and watching old lands and stuff. And I get frustrated when HCS doesn't have a proper archived website or place where I can find these old ass events. Even Halo Australia, I don't think they saved a lot of the past lands.
They've been doing a really good job of uploading like the last few, I'm pretty sure, on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, but like
you can
that's what I mean. Yeah, but just like the lands I went to, like my first ever land disappeared. It's gone forever now. It's like, it's sad because I do want to look back at it in the future and just stuff like that.
At least you're gonna have that clip of you turning on Nated. Was it Nated?
In America?
Yeah, in America.
yeah, he had camo and
Yeah, I'm gonna put that here.
And so you might look at one of those first teams that happens. Like, all right, you know what? That's just kind of the run of for them. They have those hot cold.
Yeah, exactly. Turning on everybody.
Just a.
Yeah. And so, okay, cool. So that's you've got a little goal, follow a goal for Infinite. Everybody that's watching this, obviously the same as every other guest, in the description to the video will be all of Barcode's links for things that you can check out and follow more on. Definitely chuck in the subscription on YouTube. Obviously, there's going to be more content coming up on there. Twitch, he's super regular on, and also make sure that you're following him on Twitter as well, because it's a really good place just to be a part of the Halo conversation. Like, if you don't know this already about Halo, that's the best place to be involved with the Halo community is on Twitter by far. The most conversation happens there. You can find streams to go and be a part of. You meet more people. It's definitely the best place to be. So the links to all Barcode's stuff will be down in the bottom. But before we wrap up, I want to know a little bit more about like you as a person. So you're doing uni at the moment?
Yep.
How long did you start uni?
I was supposed to start last year, took a break because of COVID, didn't really want to do online. Here I am doing it online anyway. And started this year, March.
Cool. And what are you doing?
Cybersecurity, Bachelor of Cybersecurity.
That's very cool. What made you want to do cybersecurity?
Well, I'm like IT guy, computers. I love computers, all that sort of stuff. And just and so like cybersecurity is actually like on the rise. Like apparently it's jobs are more like what's the word? In demand. Like it's actually becoming more in demand, especially like COVID last year. That's definitely showed how shitty some websites are in terms of like security and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just thought it'd be cool.
And so the stuff that you've been learning so far, have you been enjoying that?
Oh yeah, most of it, except for my electives that I chose as
What are the electives?
So far the first elective I'm doing is like critical thinking. It's it's so boring. I can't. It's just analyzing arguments and stuff like that. It's completely something else from what I did. I chose it low key as a bludge subject. Just get it out of the way.
So how long is the whole
course? 3 years. 3 years.
Yeah, cool.
Subject to change if I depends on like what
passing,
infinite plans are
being around, and all that type of stuff. Okay, cool. And what about, so I know you've been training and working out as well. You've been going to the gym since they opened again?
Yeah, I've been going pretty hard, yeah.
What type of stuff are you doing? Mainly like weight stuff, or?
Both, literally half and half. I do 40 minutes cardio every day, 40 minutes weight training, and that's been going good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you noticed any results since you started doing it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I've been, like the previous times I used to go gym, I'd do weights, right, and I'd feel, stronger or whatever, but I never really pushed myself like crazy, like, but every time I go gym, I try always, put an extra weight on or something now and just try my hardest to push my body.
Progressive overload, man, is a very important thing that people talk about a little bit, but I don't know if everybody implements it into their training. It's very
because if you're doing the same thing every time, don't expect anything to change.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Okay, and what's your favorite exercise at the gym to do?
For cardio, I love the elliptical. It's like the hand bar things.
Sliding.
Yeah, I do that literally the whole time. And for weights, I really like curls.
Cool.
Bicep curls.
Yeah. Single arm or like with the barbell?
Double barbell.
Yeah, awesome, man. I there's something about how you feel so macho. But I love that. That's awesome. And what about girls? You got a girl on the radar?
Yeah. I've got a girlfriend.
Yeah, is it a new thing? Has it been a while now?
It's been about half a year, 5 months. So not bad.
You guys meet playing Halo? Or?
No, definitely not.
No, that's cool. I don't know if you saw, we did an interview with the legendary 117. He streams MCC. He's got a pretty big following on a few.
I've seen him around.
Yeah, and he and his missus met playing Halo Reach custom games and got married, and they had little Spartan helmets at the front of their, like in their wedding photos and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is pretty cool. That's something that happens in a community like this.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Okay, so 2 questions kind of going into wrap this up now. I asked everybody these last 2 questions, and the first one is if you could look forward, like say 5 years from now, what does like the best version of Barcode look like? Is he someone that's like absolutely ripped? He's bicep curling.
I was literally about to say just super hot and sexy. Nah, I want to find success in Halo. That's one major part, is just making this thing I love my job, and actually succeeding with competing. Even health wise, even just being like healthy, lean, whatever.
So as far as the Halo success side of things, what does like finding success in Halo look like? Are we talking world championship level, like being a world champion?
Obviously that's the grand dream. Grand dream. Everyone wants to win the fucking world championship, and I know I do. But you gotta work super hard, especially if you're from here. So
okay, cool. And but having Halo as like something that you can actually make as a living is for 5 years from now you can get there and you're gonna feel pretty stoked about it.
Yep.
And just being healthy and feeling lean and all that type of stuff. How old will you be in 5 years?
25. Oh my god.
My partner's turning 25 on Monday, and she thinks she's so old. I'm turning 29 this year.
I'm turning 20 this year, so I've wasted 3 years from 17 to 20, waiting for a game. So 3 for 3, please hurry up.
Yeah,
hurry up, please. I'm begging you.
The fact you've got a game that could potentially go for 10 years right now, and it's from 20 to 30, man. You could literally do nothing but play Halo from 20 to 30, and then decide to start doing something different at 30 years old, and you'll be fine. Trust me, I'm 29, and I can tell you that right now, I could have done a lot of things differently in the time. I'm glad with what I have done, but it's good to talk to someone like yourself, because I can tell you right now, like don't have any second guesses about pursuing this. Like,
yeah,
you give it fucking everything, and you're going to be surprised either where it gets you, or you're going to get to a point where you're like, okay, cool, I'm glad I gave that everything, and now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you never know unless you just go for it. Like,
yeah. So okay,
that's
cool.
the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I see it. Just give it your all. Especially with uni, I can always fucking come back to uni, finish my course, get the degree. But Halo, I can't always be going to events and competing at my very best. You know,
exactly,
that's it.
Man. Yeah, 100%. Well, a good example is, right, I've never been to uni, but the other day I was thinking about doing it just while COVID's had me locked down and everything. I started looking at doing my master's, right, like an MBA. And I can get into that from experience that I've had running my own business and managing other businesses. And like, that's just one example of like how your experience through life can kind of lead you to somewhere where, like, if I decided to do that, I could get in and do that. I decided against it, but like, just my example is like, at 29, I could have gone straight into doing something like that, you know, and had an MBA by the time I was in my, you know, low 30s. But yeah, okay. So last thing that I like to kind of go through is, do you have someone that you think would be valuable to add to the conversation? You'd like to tag into the podcast?
Someone I know
can be
anyone that would love to talk. You probably already know who I'm gonna say. He just loves talking. Ali, for sure. I reckon. I mean, he'd probably get a bit, you know, he'd be hard to contact, or like not contact, but you know, try to get him on, you know. But I know he'd love to talk about some of the stuff you do. But like a completely thrown out random person, I'd love to see. Hang on, Frosty.
Frosty.
For sure, he'd have some cool insights.
Yeah, awesome.
To a lot of this.
I'm gonna DM both of them. I reckon we can get Ali on, give him a really good platform to be his very entertaining self, and
exactly.
And I'll work on getting Frosty in there as well. So yeah, I think they'd be two awesome people that have a lot of value.
Yeah, for sure.
Two completely different perspectives. Imagine if I could do a round table with them, have Frosty on one side and have Ali on the other side.
Yeah.
That'd be a hell of a
that'd be something. That'd be definitely something.
Yeah. And it was absolutely awesome getting to talk to you today. Before we finish up, is there anything else you want to add or that we didn't get to touch on today?
No, not really. Just you know, put some slight respect on Australia, guys, please. Our region. Just watch out. Watch out for us.
Yeah, and there are people grinding here, like whether they see it or not. You know, someone like I don't. You know, he's been doing a really good job of grinding online and trying to build up a bit of a following for himself. You know, whether that's to be a competitive Halo player or just be a content creator player here. You know, he's another really good example of someone that's putting in the effort. Obviously, a lot of people know Monza. She's going to be a guest on the podcast soon.
She's been killing it. She's been doing really well.
Yeah, and look, she's been putting in the work with bringing, you know, those Halo 4 events for people as well. And, you know, there are things that Australian players are doing that I think do deserve that a certain level of respect. And I guess, you know, it's one of those kind of things that if you show the respect and you give people that encouragement, then only more will come from it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like if I think it's such a big problem with people sort of like when people encourage me, like say, dude, I love your streams and stuff, I'm just like, shit, I really feel bad for not streaming like for a few days in a row or whatever. Like I know people actually genuinely like watching them and I'm like, damn,
yeah,
I should actually keep it going.
I don't know if I actually told you, I think I did tell you this a while ago, but like I've had a few people that I had kind of just watching streams for me and giving me feedback. And that feedback was really good for yours, but my brother especially, he loves your stream. Jake loves your stream because of your attitude.
I see him lurking in there, yeah.
Yeah, he loves it. He just loves that your attitude, right? And you're one of those people who you have a really good high skill level. So like the play that you play, his style is really enjoyable to watch. But then when you have those terrible Halo, you know, Australian Halo moments with the lag or the bullshit or whatever, you are so good at being able to just move on from it. And also you're really good at not blaming other people. You know, you might have...
I know some MM.
What's that?
Unless I'm in matchmaking, yeah.
But I mean, like in the scrims and like people that you know aren't as good as you, like for like especially.
Because I keep my expectations low. Like I can't expect anything from like people that haven't had the experience or whatever. Yeah. Like I'll be real.
Yeah, and that's definitely one thing that you can expect to see if you go and watch Barcode stream is he's a real person. Like there's nothing there. It's there's no facade. It's just what you see is
I could be a smart ass sometimes. Yeah. But,
no, I love that. One of my favorite moments that I've seen so far is when you gave it to Junior on your stream. I've got it clipped.
He deserved that.
I've got it saved. So
it's clipped on my channel as well. Trust me.
Yeah. And I understand that in the background of that, you guys have also talked about it and whatever. Well,
the funniest thing was right after that comp, I teamed with them. So
yeah, but I mean that's the Australian Halo scene.
Australian, yeah, exactly.
How it goes.
You don't have room to fucking have rivalries or hate your opponents. Like, I mean, people still do, but I mean, that's the way I see it. We don't have the time or players or skill or whatever to hate each other. Just fucking make peace, dude.
Yeah. Just play Halo. Make peace, play Halo.
Yeah.
Make the shirt made up of that for you. Make peace, play Halo.
Get my face on it.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, just my face.
Yeah. Last question. I forgot about this earlier was have you got any players that you're kind of keeping your eye on that you think have big futures for when Halo Infinite comes out? Whether in Australia or international, doesn't matter.
Definitely the Frenchies in Europe. Like Legend, he's good, man. He's a good kid. I've been in his stream for a bit now. Like younger players, like come up, or just like players in general.
Yeah, just in general.
I definitely think Europe are gonna come out swinging. Like Jimbo. Or Kimbo, even like Respectful. Like there's a lot of talent that has been dormant really in this whole way, I'm not too caught up with the NA AM scene, so I can't really speak too much on that. But in terms of Australia as well, I wouldn't. It sucks to say. Like I think there's only like you don't know in Australia, really. Like like the other day, because of this draft tournament, like there's a bunch of fourth picks, like social kids that are playing. There's this one called Kung Fu Chicken.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, this guy could be the next Alex 2806 2001 for all I know. Like I don't know. Like one player that would be like a cop out to say would be Luke, right? But at the same time, like everyone's got a lot of work ahead of them.
Yeah.
I'd say this whole region is on the come up.
Yeah, definitely.
No player has reached the 100% potential.
No, definitely not. I think Luke's definitely someone that I've had my eye on for a while. I think he's had a really good opportunity in getting to team on some of the top teams
for sure. He better use that to his advantage though.
100%. And I think he's gotten hopefully he's gotten a lot of feedback from them on what he needs to improve on. Like for example, I think his communication is one of the things that people have said that he really needs to improve on. And so like that, like if I was him, I'd be so fucking chuffed with that. Like okay, I can really try and improve on this at least.
Yeah, thing. That's it. You gotta. If this is another one for the viewers, if you really want to make a change in something, you fucking consciously think about that thing all the time. Always think about how you can, like, if he's in a game or whatever, and he's like, shit, I need to calm this. Like, always have it in your brain. Okay, all right, I'm gonna, calm times for power ups, power weapons.
Yeah.
Like what's going in my brain, like what I'm doing. Like you got to consciously make the effort to, beat yourself out of shit habit or improve.
100% agree with you. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up there because I think we've gone a little bit over our hour this time.
Sorry about that.
No, dude, it's all good stuff. It's all valuable. So thank you so much. What time is it for you there? Must be like
it is.
4 a.m.
It's 343.
There you go. Yeah, well, it's
I don't know if you can see it properly, but
yeah.
343.
There you go. So it's time to finish up. But thank you so much for talking to us so late at night.
No worries.
I'm gonna put this out today because the last interview that I had for Friday, I wasn't allowed to put it up. Just the person asked me not to, and I respected them, but it meant that I missed one. So you're going to go up like today, and then hopefully I'll have a great for Friday. So good to jump into that. And yeah, man, I really appreciate it. All the links to Barcode stuff will be down below. He's someone that you're going to see a lot more of coming into Halo Infinite as well. So really looking forward to that. But thank you so much, you guys. If you enjoyed watching the podcast, if you made it this far, please leave a comment. Let us know the things that you want to see next time. Was there some questions that I didn't ask? Was there, a trail of conversation that we went on that you really enjoyed? You'd like to hear from other people's perspectives. The more feedback you give me, I take it really seriously, and I can really implement it in future episodes. One thing you'll notice with Barcode's episodes today is that there's going to be little checkpoints of the questions and things that we talked about, topics down in the description. So it's going to be easier for you to kind of jump back and forward and find stuff. That was a suggestion that we got in the last podcast. So, give us that feedback and I'll make sure that we can implement it. But I'll see you guys on the next episode of the podcast. See ya.